Welcome to Nerd Thug Radio.
Woo!
Wow!
Woo!
I'm the Captain Joey Savage.
Corey DLG.
And I'm Cole Baldridge.
You're listening to us on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1.
Sister Station.
Worldwide at
IRLoneStar.com.
Smooth listening. We nailed it that time.
We did.
That was a good intro. Good intro. Put that down as one of the best intros of 2017.
I mean, we're bound to get one right at least at this point because it's almost over.
I didn't yell too much.
You feel like this was the appropriate?
Yeah, this was right in there.
This was right in the sweet spot?
Right in the sweet pocket. Right in that spot.
You know, people
Spot
always
of the
call me
G.
the creepy one, but
Right.
you say a lot of things that I feel like only you and I recognize as
I know.
incredibly creepy.
Yeah.
Sweet pocket? I'm going to put that on the list of incredibly creepy.
Sweet pocket.
I don't think there's such a thing as a sweet pocket.
you never had
It's
like
a
a-
sweet spot.
No, it's a sweet. Look in your eyes. It just, I don't know. So the big story here in Conroe,
Uh-oh.
it snowed over the weekend.
Yeah.
Not much, but it
Just
snowed
enough.
just enough. Yeah, I've got family in the Midwest and, that area, and we got snow before them. So Texas again.
Is that true?
Winning.
Woo!
Yeah, winning. We're
You're never
winning.
going to find a better state of mind than Texas.
It's just interesting how we've kind of gone from sweltering heat to hurricane weather to snow, just all within 4 months.
Oh, man, my favorite thing is, it's 45, 32 tops, right? And people on Facebook, oh, my God, it's so cold.
Right.
And it's like, have you ever been up north? Where
Have
it's
you
like
ever gone anywhere else?
'Cause
Anywhere else.
It's not that cold. Like,
Right.
My toes get a little cold, but not to where I'm like, I can't go out in this weather.
So
I'm a frozen popsicle.
everyone who knows me knows I spent a year in Alabama. I'm not ashamed to talk about how awful that year was.
Best year of your life. What are you talking about?
So their winter was about 4.5 months. And fortunately, it was one of their rare winters with no snow, at least while I was there in Tuscaloosa. But it did regularly stay in the mid to high 20s,
Yeah.
which was miserable because the wind would kick in because you're on campus, just large buildings, which forces the wind through the parking lots.
Through those
so
sweet
anytime,
pockets.
that's not what it's called. And every time you're walking through somewhere to go to class, you're just catching just 19-degree wind in the face, like over and all the time. I literally wore a t-shirt and 2 hoodies. And
Two hoodies. One t-shirt.
I was the original 2 Chainz.
I was the original 2 hoodie.
That's right. And
Corey
that's,
DLG,
if you heard
2
about
hoodie.
2 hoodie in the Southwest, that was me. Southeast. And also, I
Corey 2 hoodie.
literally bought a pair of thermals. It's the only pair of thermals I've ever owned in my entire life.
Thermals are great.
And they didn't even make it back to Texas because when I was leaving, I was like, what am I going to do with these? Never wear them again.
Thermals are great until you have to go to the restroom.
Right. So I bought a pair of thermals, just the pants though,
Like
and then
coveralls,
and then
too.
jeans.
Yeah.
So I was literally like super layered.
I mean, I lived in Dallas for 5 years.
You guys caught snow a couple times.
It gets pretty cold up there.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, several times.
Yeah.
On more than one occasion.
Yeah, Dallas gets snow. That's
gets
why you
pretty
know.
cold.
That's why you know Dallas is the worst place to live.
In Texas.
Right.
I liked it.
Like if you could, you would rather be almost anywhere else in Texas but Dallas.
I don't know. I like that area. I don't like the sports teams, but I like the area.
There's nothing about that place I can redeem. Like I'm trying to think of something nice to say, and it's like, well, no.
I mean, how often have you actually been there?
No, I've been. Yeah. There's been.
No, I mean, I don't like Dallas itself.
There's been comic book conventions.
I like
There's
to go
been trips. There's been
a little
events
west,
there.
right in the middle of the Metroplex.
Okay.
The Arlington area, that's my stomping ground.
Did you buy some propane and propane accessories?
I do.
Bong,
I
bong,
do a
bong,
lot.
bang, bong,
I
bong,
do a
bong,
lot.
bang, bong, bang, bong, bang.
So,
Bang, 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 bang,
Bang. 14 weeks, Chinese food. I did it again.
So proud of you.
My streak has continued. As I went and ate this week and sat down at one of my favorite local places on the west side of Houston, I realized something. One of the reasons I like going to Chinese buffet. Usually, I'm not the biggest person there. I'm usually one of the smaller people.
Wait a minute.
inside the buffets.
What do you mean usually? I want to hear about the time that.
Every once in a while.
That's what I want to hear about.
Every once in a while.
Tell me about the time when you were the fattest guy at the buffet. I want to hear that
Every once
story.
in a while, some of the maintenance men come in. They're tiny. Or every once in a while, it's just me and the people who run the place.
Yeah, if your timing's weird, and a buffet is totally empty,
And I get
you do,
private service, but
it feels weird though, right?
I'm the
'Cause
king.
It feels
I got
like
4 people waiting on me.
it feels like you're a mobster in hiding, kind of, and you're just like, "Do you have any crab legs?"
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what
Crab
mobsters.
legs?
That's what mobsters would order.
What are you talking about?
Mobsters order crab legs.
But I did encounter a situation or a story that's kind of funny to me.
Okay, all right.
So there's this show that comes on TV like midday, 12:30ish, I guess.
Okay.
and it's
Is it called The News?
no, it's a game show.
Oh, okay. The
And-
Price is Right.
No, and they've
Jeopardy.
got like 6 of these
Wheel of Fortune.
older comedians.
Whose line is it anyway?
No, and so you got 2 contestants, and they're asking
Love line.
questions to the. You're getting it totally wrong.
Oh.
They're asking questions to the comedians, and then they give a funny answer and then the real answer, and then they have to say whether it's true or false, and then it's hokey, it's dumb, right?
These are like, this is an American show?
Yeah, like Louis Anderson's on it. John Lovitz was on the one today.
I thought you said it was comedians.
Gabriel Iglesias was on there today.
He's considered old now.
Yeah.
Forget who else. Anyways,
Fluffy? He's been
Fluffy.
around for like
Yeah.
10 years.
I'm not fat. I'm fluffy.
Fluffy.
So when you get to the final stage, you get 3 multiple choice questions,
Okay.
and if you get them 3 right, you win $5,000.
I was once named the Duke of multiple choice.
And so there's this lady up there, and the question is literally like, in 1870 something, this leader of women's suffrage was arrested for illegally voting. And so then they go and they give them multiple choice, but they ask the comedians, right?
Right.
So the first guy is like Susan B. Anthony. The
Okay.
next person, Susan B. Franklin.
Okay.
And then the next one was like Susan B. getting her groove on. So basically, you've got 2 choices.
Right.
Like, I mean, do you know the answer?
I don't think it was Susan B. Anthony.
Oh my God, you're just as dumb as the lady on TV.
No, she made the flag. How could she have made
Susan-
the
So she guessed
That's not.
she didn't-
No.
Betsy Ross made the flag, man.
No, Betsy
No,
Ross
Betsy-
is who's married to Hulk.
You're an
No,
idiot.
she's the Secretary of Education.
You're an
That's
idiot.
Betsy Davos.
Yeah, you're
Betsy
both
DeVos.
You're
Close
both
enough.
idiots.
Susan, what was it?
Susan B. Anthony. And so the little
She illegally voted?
yeah, and she was part of women's suffrage. There's a coin named after her.
Yeah, I thought she got the coin because she made the flag.
No, it's Betsy Ross.
Betsy Ross
But
is
she
married
would
to
have gotten
the
a flag if she made the flag.
And so,
Right.
anyways,
If she made the flag, she could vote. Like
Her
that's-
name would be on the flag.
right.
so anyways,
That's part of the deal.
And so the
She
girl was
signed with
like
the country.
Susan B. Franklin, and I was like, how do you not know this answer? There's only one obvious answer. And then they're like, you're wrong. She's like, oh my God, my uncle's like a history teacher. He's so gonna hate me.
See, that part would be more embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
no one in my
goodness.
family knows history at all.
But-
They're not even sure that women can vote now.
But it just made me think about
Your weekly reminder that Corey is a feminist.
That's right.
It just made me realize how many people don't know
fair.
anything about this country. Like no history,
Oh, yeah, no. We have
nothing.
So this is one thing actually.
This
okay.
is one of the downsides of
No,
being
no.
such a
I was
huge
actually about to
country.
say the other way here. This is actually something I'm kind of proud of about this country is that we don't take our history so seriously. A lot of the other
I do.
countries they take their history super seriously, but what that leads to is this weird conditions like. So in Britain, they maintain the House of Lords still.
Yeah, well, you know why that is.
But it's
Obviously.
I mean, but it's part of the parliamentary.
We're 50 countries in one.
Right.
Now, people in Texas take their Texas history.
take their
super
Texas
serious,
history, right.
They take Louisiana. They take their history super big.
But
and
it's
then
only
keep
like,
going, keep
but
going,
the
keep going,
best
keep
thing
going.
about Louisiana is they don't take their state history very seriously. They take their family
French,
history.
yeah.
They take their like, my uncle's grandfather fought in the Civil War and he died right here.
But like, if you
And we
go to
built the
Louisiana,
house here.
like they know everything about Louisiana. Ask them anything about the United States, like I have no idea.
Right. They've never
Who's
left.
that?
They've
Who's George-
never even left the swamp.
Who's George Washington?
Right. No, I actually kind of like that we don't get so married to our history now.
I don't.
I think we should know probably more of those key figures. I think our history teachers could do a better job of that, but that's education's a mess anyway.
One time I wanted to be a history teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you'd have been all right.
7th grade Texas history.
No, no. I think that would have been a mistake for
I
you.
love Texas
I
history.
think that would have been a mistake for you because it would have turned to
No.
beer for like a middle of the class. You'd have been like, and now we're gonna brew beer for the next 6 weeks.
Yep.
And they're like, wait a minute,
Just like the pioneers did.
right. No, but I do like that we're not as in love with our like. I feel like just like Australia doesn't care about their history because it's not a great history because they're an
Crap
island,
history.
right? Because they're an island of prisoners.
It's an island of inmates.
Right. So
Ned
just-
Kelly, baby.
Right. So just like they don't care about their history,
Man, he's
we don't
legend.
care about ours. But the fact that we don't care about ours means that we don't get caught up in these waves that happen in the other places.
It's because we're such a melting pot.
right,
That's
right,
why it is.
exactly. Like when you see
Everyone's more concerned. Maybe that's the problem with America. Let's not get on that team.
no. But like when you see these waves of nationalism in other countries where they're like, this isn't how it used to be.
Yeah.
We don't have that as much, and I'm kind of proud of that.
Well, we're
fact.
not very old either.
We're not. We are a young nation.
We are.
Which is an insult from Great Britain.
And we're idiots.
They told us that during the War of 1850. They said, you are 1852?
It's 1812.
18.
What was that about not knowing your history?
When we fought the Spanish in the navies. We
War of
had a naval war.
1897.
There was not a
Yeah.
war in 1897 with Spain.
This is a Spanish-American War.
That's not 1897, is it?
Google this.
Or you think,
I'm
yeah,
Googling
he's
it now.
Googling it.
He's Googling. You don't want to say anything because you don't want to be wrong, Mr.
I'm
History.
trying to think. I don't know if there's the French-Indian War.
The French-Indian War, but that was...
Spanish-American War
Yeah.
from April 1898 to August 1898. So close enough.
All right, I'll give you that.
Yeah, he
All
knows
right.
what he's doing.
He's close enough. I stand corrected. Hipster Padawan in the house.
Hipster Padawan!
But let's mark the date. When we get people on here to say Corey DLG can't admit when he's wrong.
Yeah,
let's
we
mark
got
the
it.
date. Yeah.
December
It
something.
just took 18 months to find me wrong.
December 2017. Oh, man.
Anyway, no, I just kind of like that we're not in love with our history. Real quick before we get out of here,
You're
I got
not in love with our history.
I
Minute
got
and a half.
I got
Go.
a cool Papa John story to tell you here.
Okay.
If you ever want to feel loved and
Okay.
just like if your self-esteem's kind of taking a dip that day,
Order pizza?
deliver pizza to I'm not going to name the business. It's a cosmetology school right here in Spring though,
Okay.
because it's nothing but a bunch of gorgeous women all dressed up who are then like you have the one thing that they want at that instant. Pizza. Like it was like if Dawn of the Dead was beautiful. Like that's what it was kind of like delivering to the cosmetology school because they just followed me around. There was like 6 of them just following me around. Where is he gonna? Does he need to? What room does he like? I didn't have to say a word.
Yeah, they're just.
Where does he need to set up? Is he gonna set up in this room? Is he gonna be over here?
Was it like graduation or something? Or?
No, I think it was just like they were doing.
Party
you know how they
day?
do like showcases sometimes.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was. But anyway, I'm sitting there holding just like 20 pounds
You were
of
like in
pizza.
heaven.
I was thrilled. I was
like
so happy.
There were so many different movies going on in your
Yeah,
head right
there
now.
really were. And I was like, so
This is how these
which one of
movies
you
start.
Which one of you loves pizza the most?
I don't know if this is a love story or a horror movie,
It can be both.
but it's about to get interesting.
It can be both. Guillermo del Toro would make both at once.
Yeah, he would.
He would. Have you seen that previews for that?
It's supposed to be pretty good.
I want to see that.
The
What is it
water
called?
one?
The Princess on the Water?
Yeah. something
Shape
like
of
that.
Water?
The Shape of Water.
There
yeah.
it is. It looks good.
Yep. Let's jump out to a break. When we come back, we'll talk some movie news in the Nerd Universe.
Woo!
You're listening to Joey Savage and Nerd Thug Radio.
Wait a minute.